Hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS, your real estate and financial experts, making sure you win in every market. Your financial partners, Don and Gino.
Thank you for joining us again right here on your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS. Don Getling here with my co-host Gino Franti on your weekly Don and Gino Real Estate and Finance Show every Thursday from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m., sharing with you what's timely and relevant to you right here in Santa Clarita regarding real estate and finance to help guide you to personal financial wellness. And with us today is somebody that's been guiding our city to wellness, without a doubt. This man is so dedicated to our city that he has actually become mayor, not just once, our current mayor, but this is your third run at it.
Well, they keep telling me if I do it enough, I'll get it right.
Practice makes perfect, right?
Yeah. If you just tuned in with Bob Kellar, our mayor of Santa Clarita and also the owner of Kellar Davis Real Estate, and it's a pleasure having you here. And he's a good friend of mine and involved in a lot of community projects, involved in your community. I mean, since 2000 you started off as a council member?
Correct.
Basically, and then you just, every few years they talk you back into becoming mayor or get elected. I mean, it's not like you just volunteer. You have to actually be elected, and you've been elected back in for the third time for a reason. And you keep coming back because okay, share with us, since you have come back for the third time, share with us a few of the rewards and challenges of being mayor of Santa Clarita.
Thank you, Don. Don't mind if I do it. Actually, I'm in my fourth occasion of being elected.
Fourth now.
But third time as mayor. And,
Right.
here in the city of Santa Clarita, we're on a rotational basis. You do not vote for mayor when you go to the ballot box here in Santa Clarita, but rather that responsibility is relegated to the council, the city council, and they determine. Typically, we rotate through, but occasionally we have made adjustments on who's going to be next up for a variety of reasons. But generally, you rotate through every December. We will get a new mayor, and obviously I'm in my third occasion of being mayor. And I got to tell you, it truly is. What an honor. What an honor to be able to serve your city as a mayor, and it's an honor to serve as a city council member. There's a lot of rewards, and when I say rewards, they're just feeling that you've been able to do something good for the community. Regardless, I mean, there's a myriad of things going on in this city at any given time.
Right.
And as we get some of them behind us, where we'll call more challenging, and we can go back in the history book here, with many of our listeners I know remember when we were doing the Ellesmere Canyon battle for the huge trash dump they were going to create here at the end of Newhall, as we look at our beautiful mountains. This community came together, and we won that battle, and we were able to stop
and that's
that.
huge for our community, huge. And a lot of people don't understand that or don't even remember that, but if we didn't have everybody coming together, we may be dealing with that today, correct?
Oh, without question.
Right.
And we've had a similar battle with the Cemex matter.
Right.
That is, we call it the megamine, and justifiably so. 56 million tons of aggregate, this is what we make cement with, ladies and gentlemen. 56 million tons over a 20-year period. It would have been, if this thing goes through, and this is not a done deal yet, but we're getting closer to having this resolved for us, I believe, would have been the largest mine of that nature in proximity to a community anywhere in the country. So a huge mine. So we've been very aggressive in fighting this for now approximately 12, 13 years. I will jump out there and tell you that there has been a bill introduced by Senator Boxer, and it's a good bill. I think it's going to go through. What really is so exciting about this bill is after she introduced it, which has just been a couple of weeks ago, our other senator, Dianne Feinstein, jumped on as a co-author. That is huge. We've got both of our California state senators, or excuse me, not state, but federal senators, in support of this bill. Now we'll go through a hearing process, might get a little tweaking, a little massaging in that area, and hopefully we'll get before the House of Representatives. If they will pass it, it becomes law, of course, and we will have this mega mine in the rearview mirror. It will be done. I'm very optimistic that we're going to be successful. Without question, this is a telling year for determination of the outcome having to do with the Cemex mining operation.
What a really, really great topic, because I think most of us that live here don't think of these large projects that maybe some people are or are not aware of and what impact they could have. and the fact that things are being brought before the House of Representatives that could affect us here in our small little city.
And you're quite correct about that, Gino. This has been a significant issue, and this is something we've spent quite a few of your tax dollars fighting over the years. But I am telling you, if that mine were to be successful and go through, particularly as planned as it is at this time, it would have devastating effects in the Santa Clarita Valley, but with emphasis here in Canyon Country, because that mine is proposed just outside of our borders here in the Canyon Country area to the east of us as we look on the...
Just on the other side of the 14, right?
Yes, just south of the 14 or east of the 14, if you will, that heads in a northeasterly direction. But I think we're going to be successful. I'm very optimistic.
That's good stuff. And if you just tuned in, we're here with the Mayor of Santa Clarita, Mr. Bob Kellar, and he's sharing with us a lot of what's going on in the community, your community right here. And we were just talking about some of the things that our community has come together to oppose and protect your city right here, and protect your community, and protect your families and children and everything else. And one of them is, of course, you've seen it in the papers, unless you're under a rock, no pun intended, about the Cemex, the proposed cement mining company. Just give us a couple highlights, because some people are not read into this. They basically put their head in the sand and go, you know what, we have Bob Kellar taking care of us, and I'm sure he will. But there's some major, there would be some major impact if this goes through for us.
Oh, it'd be devastating. And like I say, with emphasis here in the Canyon Country region of our city, in that at full operation, and you can use the numbers, even if it was a 50% operation as it works towards becoming a full operation, estimates of trucks on the 14 freeway every day, 1,000 to 1,200
Oh my head.
trucks.
Wow.
Hauling gravel.
Wow.
It's huge. What about the air impacts? When you have that kind of a mining operation, I am here to tell you, well, go to Irwindale. Go drive around Irwindale off the freeway there and tell me what kind of a garden spot that is.
Yeah.
And that's a perfect analogy, too, because I hate even driving by that area.
Every time I drive through there, I go, gosh, it's just gray. It never has a blue sky.
And I got to tell you, it truly is a health issue here. It's irresponsible to put a mining operation, particularly of this kind, in the proximity to families. It's just irresponsible. You cannot control with water or anything else fully the impacts of the dust and particulate that will go into our area, and in fact, particularly seniors and young. And these are some of the arguments that we have been using in Washington as we try to get support for stopping this mine from going forward. And that doesn't even begin to address what happens to all of our citizens out here that have got their life savings in their homes and their businesses and trying to survive? Because I'll tell you, if that mine goes through, I can't tell you exactly. I don't have a crystal ball, but do not be surprised if you take a 10 to 25% hit on your property values because of the impacts of that mine and your proximity to it.
And you can speak from this because Bob Kellar is not just the mayor. In his part-time job, he runs a real estate office, a very successful real estate office, Keller Davis Realty, right out in Canyon Country. And so you can speak on real estate and how it affects, because you've been involved in real estate for quite some years, very successful. I love working with you in real estate because you're a true professional.
Thank you.
And you take care of your clients, and you really look through A to Z. And, you know, and I can, being in the industry for 25 years, there's only a handful of true professionals. A lot of real estate offices, but some, like you're dedicated to it. Your people at Keller Davis are dedicated to it. And it's imperative that you work with a professional. And that's why you can talk on the values being affected by something like Cemex.
And I believe you're correct. I see. I've been in the real estate business now, I believe, 22 years. I got my license just before I retired from the LAPD. And by the way, I've enjoyed it very, very much. I have no regrets.
You have to enjoy it to still be in it, Bob.
You do. You know what? That's a very obvious and correct statement. But you certainly, being in the business for a number of years, you do recognize and get a feel for the impacts of things that go on around you. That's why in the real estate industry, as you well know, we have disclosures talking about things that are occurring in the area that may have some effect upon the values of properties. And certainly that mining operation is at the top of the heap.
There's no doubt about that. If you just tuned in, we're having a great conversation with Bob Kellar. owner of Kellar Davis Real Estate, and also our mayor for the third time now, right here in Santa Clarita. And we're discussing some of the challenges, but also the rewards, because our community, your community, has been very successful in protecting its community members. And Bob is at the forefront of most of this stuff, and he's looking out for you, he's looking out for me, he's looking out for my family, Gino's family, and we're discussing some of these topics that you should know more about that can affect your family. And we're going to talk about where we're at with our sweet little economy out here in Santa Clarita. When we come back to the Don and Gino Real Estate and Finance Show on your hometown station, AM 1220, KHTS, with Bob Kellar.